Hi, I'm Nathan from Robusta, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use AI to investigate alerts so much faster by automating a lot of the tedious, busy work that you have to do when an alert comes in. So when an alert comes in, you want to look immediately at the logs, the metrics, the traces, gather up all that data in front of you, and then figure out why that alert is firing. And we can use AI to automate a lot of that busy work and to do that process a whole lot faster. So I'm going to show that to you. Now I'm going to start here in Robusta on the timeline page. And I see here a few different things on this page. First of all, at the bottom of the page, I have a table summary of the different groups of alerts that are occurring. So for example, I have 11 QPod crash looping alerts, and I can drill down to the specific events, and I could click on any one of these to investigate that. On the upper side of the page, I have here a timeline, which is showing me the exact same data but in visual format. So I can see, for example, here a Prometheus alert started firing and is still firing right now. And I can check this off to also see alerts that started and then were resolved. So for example, this alert started firing, then stopped firing. I can see with that green band exactly when it was firing. We're going to jump into the AI investigation in just a minute. I want to explain one more thing first, and that's these diamonds down here. So these diamonds are Kubernetes events that Robusta automatically picks up as soon as you install Robusta in the Kubernetes environment. So for example, when the pod crashes, Robusta will automatically detect the pod crashes and then show it to you, all the pod crash loop backoffs on this timeline. Now the reason I'm focusing on this is because when you get started with Robusta, then you'll have to forward your Prometheus alerts or alerts from CoreLogix or Victoria Metrics or New Relic or any other external system. You have to forward those alerts to Robusta for them to show up here on the timeline as these dots and these lines. But the Kubernetes events will show up right away. As soon as you install Robusta in the Kubernetes environment, Robusta on its own, before you set up any other integrations, before you forward any data by webhook, these diamonds will show up right away and track Kubernetes problems in your environment. So we're going to start by investigating one of these things that Robusta picked up on its own, just because that's something any new user can do before you even set up those webhook integrations. So I'm going to take here a crash loop backoff event, and this is occurring on this cluster in the Kafka namespace, and I have here a Kafka exporter that's failing. So let me go over here. I'm going to look at the root cause to understand why this isn't crash loop backoff. At the top of the page, I can see the data that Robusta fetched to go off and investigate this. Then here, I have the conclusion. So if I look at the conclusion here, then I can see that this issue is likely due to a connectivity issue with the Kafka broker, and the logs indicate that this Kafka exporter is unable to connect to that Kafka server, and it's probably connecting to the wrong IP, and there's a misconfiguration here. And then it's also showing me here the related logs here that I can use to really understand the data that this analysis is based on. And of course, I can go up here and I can drill down into any of the raw data here myself. I can see the exact commands that Robusta ran or the logs that I pulled in to investigate this problem, and I can view all that data myself to verify this. So that's an example of debugging a Kubernetes problem that occurred that Robusta picked up on its own. Next, I'm going to show you how you can actually investigate a Prometheus alert or an alert from other sources that was forwarded to Robusta by webhook. So first, I'll show you how to forward those to Robusta by webhook. You go into the Robusta documentation, you go to integrations, to Prometheus/alert manager, and we have instructions here on sending alerts from Prometheus and many other Prometheus compatible sources. And for example, I would go over here to, let's say I wanted to send alerts from Azure Managed Prometheus. I can go over here, and there's instructions here on sending alerts to Robusta. If I was looking at sending alerts from Victoria Metrics, again, I would look right here at send alerts to Robusta, and this would give me the instructions on exactly how to configure Victoria Metrics so that it sends the alerts to Robusta. Okay, so let's assume I've set some of that up, and I'm now forwarding Prometheus alerts to Robusta. So I can see here an example of one such Prometheus alert that was forwarded to Robusta by webhook. And this is an alert for Kafka lag that's increasing. If I go over to the root cause tab here, what's really cool is I see here like a summary of what has happened. Okay, we have this Kafka lag. The lag is suddenly increasing on Kafka. I mean, Kafka's not processing messages fast enough, or the consumer isn't processing messages fast enough, to be precise. And what's really cool here is that when looking at that root cause analysis, Robusta looked at changes that were made to the cluster recently and actually found a change to an environment variable that one of the developers made, changing the number of consumer threads. And this change actually led to this alert starting to occur right after that change was made. and it's giving you all the data on that analysis. So just like that, I can actually not just have Robusta and the AI agent gather the data for me. It's actually showing me data that I probably would not have even been aware of about a change that occurred that led to this problem occurring that I probably would not have even seen if I was investigating this on my own. So that's how you use this feature. And as always, if you have questions about this or need any assistance setting that up, you can use the help button here to contact support and reach out to us for any assistance.